My name is Gyula. This is how you pronounce my name. I'm from Hungary, originally from Pécs, but I live in Budapest for the past couple of years now. I'm going to talk about a Roma project. I would call it a website project, which is called Kaskosan.com. Kaskosan is a question in Romani language, in Gypsy language, which is the first question of introduction when Roma people meet each other. And can you guess what it means? Kaskosan?
How are you?
How are you?
Who are you? How are you? No, it means whose child are you? You know? That's the first question you ask a Roma person in the traditional communities when you meet each other. And the last question that you ask is who are you? Like, what's your name? Because first you want to get the family and figure out if the guy is coming from a family that you are supposed to interact with or not, you know? So Kaskosan is a question, is a door to Roma Nipe, which is basically the secrets of Roma that has not been shared with the non-Roma world in the past decades. In this presentation, I'm going to talk about three things. First, I'm going to identify the social issues that we wanted to respond to with Kaskosan.com, and then give you the solution that we implemented, and then the results that we have. And I will be very happy to hear your feedback and suggestions on how we can further improve this and take it further. The social issue. Well, one of the most important things, if you take a look at the Roma movement and compare it to the African American movement or the Indian civil rights movement, is that we have no Roma people in the Roma movement. We have lots of NGOs, we have funders, we have governments, all with very good willingness there, and freaking good ideas there, you know, to help these people to integrate into societies. However, one thing has not been achieved in the past 20, 30 years since the birth of the Roma movement, is addressing the Roma people in a proper way to make them act, actually, to mobilize the Roma people. That's the question, how do you do that? Another thing was that up to now and even today, we have a top-down approach. The way we want to solve the Roma movement is we are thinking to change the perception of the decision makers on the local level, national level, international level. Well, actually, we still have not managed to achieve the local level. We are still at the international level. In the past 20, 30 years, we are still talking on the international level. And we actually, if you guys attended, have you guys been at Roma conferences before? No, okay. Well, I have been at more than 300 conferences since the age of 17, not only as an activist, but also as a conference interpreter. So you can imagine translating all those faces, you know, and hearing basically the same stuff at each and every conference, you know, like with very good ideas on what should be done and how it should be done, but not achieved, unfortunately. And the positioning, in 1971, that's the date when the Roma movement was born in London. There is a scholar, his name is Grattan Paxton, and he had the great idea to convene Roma activists and give them the space to come forward and to claim their identity and to claim space in the world for themselves. And he got some Roma intellectuals together at that time, and they were thinking about how to start these guys. So they thought the recommendation was, let's have a flag and an anthem, you know, like a nation, you know? Yeah, they came up with a flag and they came up with an anthem, which is still the symbol of the Roma movement even up today. However, this goes very much against Roma Nipe, because Roma Nipe, Roma culture, is against establishing a state, you know? We have never fought a war. Just imagine that. There are lots of people who are fighting for lands, right, in the world. Roma people have never fought a war, because one essential thing in our culture is whenever there is a problem coming up, whenever there is prikaza, as we call it, misfortune, bad luck, you avoid it, you get out of it. You don't talk about bad things, you know, and you move away. So these people basically have come to the ground to state that we are one nation, and they had a cultural aspect, and that was from 1971 up to 1989, when we had the change in the political system in Central and Eastern Europe. And then came the human rights paradigm. We had lots of experts coming in, most of whom are non-Roma, of course, you know, with a proper education, and they said, wow, what's happening? Roma people are segregated, are discriminated, you know, so let's set up systems where we solve this problem. But then again, what's happening, you know, you're bringing up a position, we are bringing up a position that Roma people do not feel comfortable with. You know, it's like victimizing the Roma people. Even though we are victims, it's a fact. But we are still not at the level of consciousness of realizing that on the community level. And therefore, for some reason, it did not manage to achieve its goal, that is to mobilize the people and make them act for themselves. And the final problem is that Roma people are very much diverse. If you go to these Roma conferences, what you hear is, well, how should we call these people, right? Like if we talk to them, one say we are Roma, the other say we are Sinti, the third say we are not Roma, we are not Sinti, we are Gypsies, the fourth say we are Athinganoi. You guys don't even have a common name for yourselves. How can I deal with you? And I see lots of conferences where hundreds of people were discussing these issues. Of course, not leading to anywhere. So these are, and there are a bunch of issues, but I think these are the major points that Kaskosan is trying to address. So what is the solution that we are bringing in with Kaskosan? One is we are repositioning the movement, basically. You know, this is something that, there have been talks about this for several years now, and I got into this conversation with some young Roma fellows similar to me, who also participated in the e-riding movement. Are you familiar with e-riding? These guys are non-profit technology consultants roving around non-profit CSOs, providing them with technology skills and other know-how that non-profits need, for example, fundraising, which is pretty much important, isn't it? So as an e-rider in this network, with these Roma e-riders, we had this idea like having one communication platform where we talk with all the Roma people. Just imagine how robust that could be. And we were thinking like, yeah, we are victims, that's one positioning, but on the other hand, we have lots of talent out there, lots of positive things in our culture that we have not shared with the rest of the world yet. There are some people who use it and make money like Madonna or Via Condias, they're making good money on that. But why don't we use it, the Roma people as well? And Web 2.0 was the very obvious social networking platform that we wanted to use for that. We are sharing Romanipe on Kaskasan.com, and we are articulating a common identity for all the diverse groups out there. This is the first time when people realize that, hey, these guys think the same way as I do. They have the same shoes that I wear. That's actually a good way to spot out a gypsy in a community of people. And the positive environment. You know, this is a positive environment for positive thinking, creating opportunities for people there in the community. On the social networking platform, you have individual profiles. You can friend individual people, but you can also become members of several groups. The site is available in 7 languages today. We want to take Spanish on because we have an increasing community coming from South America and Central America. Music is the most popular function on the site. We have 30,000, I think 50,000 photos uploaded, and several thousands of music, thousands of videos uploaded by users. Face throwers are really, really cool. People are expressing their moods towards each other with that, and the competition module is very, very popular. We got a grant for grant of 25,000 euros from the Norwegian Civic Fund, and that's when Kaskasan started, basically. We shot videos, and the YouTube videos with 500,000 views in the past year, I think really demonstrate our success. Another way of communication was that we go to the community events. That's very simple, because whenever you organize an event which is initiated by an outsider, people don't attend, no matter how cool it is, how cool content you provide. But if it's somebody from within the community, everybody's there. So Grofo is a name that nobody really knows in the mainstream world. However, if you go on YouTube and if you type up his name, you get several millions of views for this guy. This guy is making more money at the age of 17 than the most popular pop singer in Hungary. We used him primarily to get our messages across to the young people. We also have partners, and we run a radio show which is becoming very popular among the Roma people with an international audience again. And we have a TV partner as well with whom we do cross-promotion. I think I've kind of talked about this. 140,000 unique visitors we had in the past years, 12,000 members active on the site, If you log into Kaskasan anytime, you can talk to them, you can talk to these people. 500,000 views of our videos. And one very important thing that I like, and it's lots of fun, people love it on the site, we are connecting the American and the European Roma communities. And that's lots of fun for people out there. If you look at the growth, our membership has grown by 25 to 50% per quarter, mainly through viral channels. The page views and the visits, you can see the numbers up there. The demographics, it's a very young demographic. 2/3 of the Kaskasan's members are 24 and under, including a large share of women. These are our competitors that have been out there for several years, older sites than what we are. We are the largest currently with 12,000 members today. And this is my contact detail up there. Thank you very much, and sorry for taking more time.